I've spent the last week playing all the top 20 free-to-play games at Google Play Store, and it was horrible, really bad horrible actually. That is, if you don't happen to enjoy growing your ass bigger and watching a ton of ads. But, despite the level of quality, or should I say lack of quality, you can't ignore the insane number of downloads these super casual games do have. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a possibility to tap into that massive amount of downloads without having $1 million in marketing budget? Just a tiny fraction of the pie would be nice. And that's what I'm gonna try to find out the upcoming weeks with my current game project. The game I'm making is a kind of mashup between my favorite casual games like Altos Adventure, Subway Surfers and the old classic Windows game Ski Free. You know, there was a time when casual mobile games were actually good and fun to play. Anyways, the game I'm working on that hopefully is gonna buy me that Lamborghini is a casual endless runner skiing game. It was made for a game jam a couple of months ago, and since then I have improved the graphics to be more visually pleasing. In the game, you as the player are going down a slope trying to stay on track without crashing into any obstacles or getting too close to the slope edge. Apart from the static obstacles like stones and trees, I have also created an avalanche. The avalanche forces player to make some quick decisions. If you don't, it's all over. To bring some life and feeling of being out in nature, I also added animals, cause animals are cool, like these grumpy mountain goats, but be aware, these goats are not here for being petted. So the plan for the upcoming weeks is to turn this project into a complete game, and then upload it to Google Play Store to see how many downloads and smackaronis the game can bring to the table. Easy peasy. So what is the secret sauce and the common thing that all the top list games does so well? To start off with, a good casual mobile game needs to have a very simple and repetitive game loop, a good hook and easy controls for anyone to pick up immediately. Let's say we're not targeting the Dark Souls fanbase here. Besides from keeping the player engaged with a good game loop, the big challenge will also be to integrate ads in a clever way into the game that feels natural and gives the player a reason for actually watch those ads. Okay, so what is the best way to integrate ads? Cause the whole point here is to make money, that Lambo isn't free for sure. I'm thinking to not completely join the dark side with forced ads between every play session and microtransactions. The game will be free and you will be able to play it without any advertisements at all.
But how are you going to make money off of it then?
Glad you asked. With rewarded ads. Rewarded ads are optional and gives the player something in return for watching it. For example, a new skin to the player or some in-game currency. For this to work, I have 3 strategies in mind. Number 1. Watch an ad to instant unlock skins and perks between runs. These are the skins I made so far that can be used with rewarded ads. For example, if you do want to go down the slope while doing your business, the possibility is there. I'm just saying. Number 2. A second way to offer player watching an ad is to continue a run after a crash. This is in my opinion a less offensive way to show ads between every run than forcing it upon player. This is what Altos Adventure does, for example. Number 3. The third and most common way is to give player the alternative to watch ads to receive more in-game currency besides from those collecting during the run. The in-game currency can then be used to unlock skins and perks during the gameplay. So let's create some pickups. For this I created a spinning stone which I think fits better to the overall theme than the classic coins. I wanted to make the collecting as satisfying as possible and something that adds to the overall game feel. To not make it too hard or precise, I created a magnetic effect to the stone when player is in a certain range. For this I made the collision detection quite large, and on a collision with the player the gem starts to move towards the player. And when the gem reaches the target, a particle effect and sound is triggered. Besides using the gems as a way to engage player to buy stuff in the game, they can also be placed along the slope to guide player on a certain path, or challenge the player to take risks. Okay, in-game currency is done. One thing I had in mind since the beginning of the project is some kind of snow monster, just like in Ski Free. The plan is to make it chase the player down the slope and perform different types of attacks. And this is the model for the snow monster I came up with. After giving him some colors, I imported the model into Unity and used Memo for the rigging and also downloaded some animations for it. And this is how the snowman plays out in the game. The plan is to have the snowman as a recurrent element during the gameplay, and the longer you go the more difficult the attacks will become. The first attack pattern that came to mind was this ground pound, which sets off giant rolling snowballs down the slope. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions on attack patterns I can implement to the snowman. The list of things I need to add before I can consider the game complete have a tendency of growing, but I'm aiming to have a complete and published game until next devlog. I had a great time so far building this, and if you do have any feedback or suggestions on what to add, you know what to do, comment, do the things, like, subscribe, see ya.